Hey, what is going on, Twintendo Nation? Hope you're having an awesome day. In today's Animal Crossing video, we're going to be looking at the top 10 features I'd like to see return for Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, these features can either be something that were in Animal Crossing New Leaf, and we just haven't had the confirmation that they're in Animal Crossing New Horizons yet, or it could be some features that we haven't seen in a long time. So basically features that were exclusive to certain Animal Crossing games like Animal Crossing on the GameCube, Wild World on the DS, City Folk on the Wii, and like I said earlier, New Leaf on the 3DS. So if you do enjoy today's video, make sure to hit the like button down below. It's super appreciated and helps out the channel more than you can know. And if you want to stay up to date with everything Animal Crossing New Horizons, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below to become a part of the Twintendo Nation. Now before we start, I want to say a big thank you to Amino for sponsoring today's video. I worked with Amino quite a few times in the past. And for those who don't know what Amino is, it's essentially a social media app you can get on your smartphone, and you can join loads of different communities you love. So for example, for me, I'm in the Pokemon and Animal Crossing community, and you can post loads of different things, blogs, updates, just interact with loads of other people. Now recently, Amino have added a new feature called Amino Stories, and this is where I can upload bite-sized little videos that wouldn't really make sense to make as a YouTube video, so it's a place I can upload exclusive content that you guys can watch. And I've actually got a little Animal Crossing video over there that's exclusive to watch on Amino. So if you guys want to see that video, it's my top 5 villages I'd love to see for Animal Crossing New Horizons. Make sure to download the Amino app from the link in the description, or search Amino on the App Store and search Twintendo on Amino and you can follow me. I've actually got 0 followers at the moment, so I'm pretty lonely over there at the moment, so definitely go check it out, leave a comment and let me know who your favourite villagers are, and expect some more Amino stories in the future. And with all that said guys, let's start the video. So starting us off at number 10 is something that technically has returned in other Animal Crossing games, but the way it has been done is quite different, and this is celebrating the New Year's Day, basically the first day of the year. And in the original Animal Crossing GameCube game, what I really loved about this is that all the animal villagers, or just everyone really in your town, tour timer, everyone would gather in the plaza, and you could basically take it in turns to throw a bell into the well and just kind of pray in the new year. And it was really cool. It felt like a big community, just having everyone gathered in the morning, just wishing everyone Happy New Year. And then in other Animal Crossing games, it's basically just been you talk to tour timer or Isabel and they'll just give you something, and it's not that exciting. I miss the kind of village community that everyone would just come together to celebrate together, and it's not felt like that since. And technically, like I said, it has been, you know, it's still technically a feature that's been in the games, but the way it's been done recently, I don't really like it. So hopefully in New Horizons we'll get all the villagers together for New Year's Day. Maybe we can actually build a well, because we've not really had one since Animal Crossing on the GameCube. I think that'd be really cool. I would definitely like to see more of a community kind of feeling for our island on Animal Crossing New Horizons. Next up is another feature we've not seen since the Animal Crossing GameCube game, and this is the Cherry Blossom Festival. Now yes, we have had cherry blossoms in every Animal Crossing game, but Animal Crossing on the GameCube was the only one to actually celebrate this festival, or like have a festival about cherry blossoms. And basically, like the New Year's Day, you'd have everyone gathered at the town plaza and they'd be sitting on mats just having like a picnic and viewing the cherry blossoms. And then since then, they've definitely lost that community feeling, as we're going to be talking about in this video. But since then, it's just literally just cherry blossoms will bloom on certain days in spring, and that's it. And it's not really mentioned. It's just kind of disappointing, and it's weird that one of the first Animal Crossing games does a lot of things, you know, much better than some Animal Crossing games, you know, decades later. So I'm really hoping that, like I said, there is a sense of community for New Horizons. Whether we get cherry blossoms on our island is probably unlikely, since it's a tropical island, but I won't put it past Animal Crossing. And it doesn't have to be cherry blossoms, as long as we have something like this where we all gather, have a picnic. That's what I want from Animal Crossing New Horizons, more connections with our villagers, and I think you guys do as well. Next up is a feature that won't be a massive game changer, but it would make our island feel more alive, and this is more villagers, specifically at least 15. In the original Animal Crossing you could have up to 15 villagers, and it's not been seen since. In Wild World you could have 8, and then City Folk and New Leaf it was 10. And 10 was fine, don't get me wrong, that was a lot of villagers, but it would just be nice to choose how many you wanted. I've talked about this in previous Animal Crossing videos, but I feel like you should be able to decide how many villages you want. So do you want like a small, nice, close-knit community island for Animal Crossing New Horizons, or do you want lots of villages so you always have someone to see and talk to? Personally, I'm kind of happy with 10. I think 15 might be pushing it too much, but there are people, I'm sure, watching this video who like, I've got 10 villages I really like, but I've still not got some of my favorites. I want to get more in, and I think the island is definitely big enough to house at least 10, probably could go up to 15, because we don't even know if we can like expand our island to other places, you know, have houses somewhere else. We don't know, but I definitely think 15 houses could work, especially since you can now actually pick where they go, so you could just, you know, put everyone into one area and then have the rest of the island for, you know, decorations and your planning and whatever. So 15 villages would be a nice returning feature. But listen, it's not the biggest problem if we don't get 15 villages, but I'd love to know how many villages would you guys want. Let me know in the comments. Like I said, I'm more of like a 10 villager guy, but I'm sure there's loads of you in the comments or just watching the video who would want more than 10 villages. So like I said, let me know in the comments below. Following that is one of my favourite features that I've ever had in an Animal Crossing game, and it's not really returned since City Folk, which I'm really surprised that that new leaf actually left this out. And this is Constellations, nighttime constellations. I loved making these. I actually revisited Wild World not too long ago. I'm still going to work on that video. It is going to come out soon, sooner than later, but I was checking the constellations and I made loads that I completely forgot about, and I loved like just walking around looking at the night sky and seeing all these constellations and how they'd appear at different times of the year. I think it was very, very cool, and the fact that they took it out a new leaf, not really sure why, because I'm pretty sure that it's one of people's favourite features. I absolutely love it. It just gives a bit more customization to your town, and I don't know, for me, constellations are a must for Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'll be very disappointed if they don't return, but you know, it's not a deal breaker, it's just a personal preference of mine. But yeah, constellations, love them, really hope they return. Coming in at number 6, this is a feature that will be absolutely perfect for Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it's not really returned since I believe City Folk. I could be wrong, it could be Wild World, but this is Notes in the Bottle. So basically what Notes in the Bottle are, you could buy them at Tom Nook's shop, and you could write, just like a letter, you'd write a note and then you would send it off into the ocean, and then anyone you've basically linked up with, I think that's how it worked, could receive your note on their beach, basically, and it could just say anything you want, really. And I thought that was really, really cool how you could send off, you know, a note, and if you play with a lot of people, you don't know who's going to get that note. I'm assuming that's how it worked. I don't think it sent it to random people around the world. I'm not sure, but it was a really cool feature, and the fact that we're going to have one better online than ever. I know the Nintendo Switch is still a bit iffy with online, but it is technically going to be better than a 3DS and, you know, DS and all that. I think that it's going to be really, really cool to see our Notes in a Bottle, if we do get them back, just go to different islands. Islands make so much sense for Notes in a Bottle compared to just towns on the beach. I don't know, I've seen a lot of people suggest this in comments of my past videos. I think it's a brilliant suggestion. I didn't really think about it at first. So yeah, Notes in a Bottle, we all know that it would be a great returning feature for Animal Crossing New Horizons. Coming in at the halfway point is something that's only been in Animal Crossing on a GameCube, and this is like sports balls that you can find around the town that you can kick, and you can just see like other villagers just playing with them. I'm a big football fan. I'm from the UK, I'm from England, we're really into football, and it's something I've always wanted in Animal Crossing. I remember when I had Wild World, it was the first game I ever had of Animal Crossing, and in winter I would basically roll up a snowball and just try and kick it, and it kind of got rubbish until it became a really big snowball and you couldn't really kick it anymore. And yeah, I didn't really know until a few years ago that Animal Crossing on the GameCube had these footballs, basketballs that you and other villagers could just run into. So I feel like if you could build like a public work project that was like a football pitch, it had goals, and you could actually have like a mini game of that, because it's definitely got like the physics there. You know, we've seen it on the GameCube, so it can be done. I think it could be turned into a mini game. I definitely would like to see more sports mini games in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I definitely think this one is definitely possible after seeing it in the GameCube one. So I'd love it to return, and the fact that you can put furniture outside, it would make a lot of sense to just put like footballs and stuff outside, and you could just see your villagers running towards it, kicking it around. I think that was quite cool. I thought that was a really cool feature from the GameCube. Surprised it's never returned since. Next up is something that I do expect to return, not sure in what form, but this is public work projects from Animal Crossing New Leaf. Essentially, when you were mayor, people would suggest kind of things they'd like to see in town, and these were big projects, some bigger than others. You could build like obviously streetlights, did simple stuff that looked quite nice, but then you could also build like big art projects, and like the Tokyo Tower, this big art cube, and a lot of other stuff. It was really, really cool. And I feel like because we're going to have a lot of freedom of crafting in New Horizons, that public work projects are going to be available, stuff like that. Anyway, it probably won't be called public work projects, but they'll be similar in scale and similar in design. And I think that we'll have to get a lot of materials, a lot of stuff for it, we'll have to unlock it, but it won't be like we have to wait for someone to suggest it, rather than once we've got the DIY recipe, we can just build it and build as many as we want and put them pretty much anywhere on our island. I will be so surprised if this doesn't return. And I think a lot of us want public work projects to return. It was definitely one of the best features about Animal Crossing New Leaf. Coming in at number 3 is another community type feature we've not seen since Animal Crossing on the GameCube, and I think this one will also be perfect for Animal Crossing New Horizons, and this is morning aerobics. So from July to August, for around a month, basically every morning at the plaza you could go and with up to 4 other villagers do morning aerobics with Copper. He will basically teach class, and you could get like like an aerobics card that you get stamped, and eventually once you get it stamped 14 times you get an aerobics radio which lets you perform aerobics in your house. And how this works, basically you use the C stick, which is like the secondary stick on the GameCube controller, to move your character to match Copper's movements basically. And the fact that obviously Animal Crossing New Horizons is going to be one on a home console like Animal Crossing on a GameCube, it's also going to have that secondary stick that you have with, you know, obviously your Joy-Cons and your Pro Controller. It would make a lot of sense to just meet up in mornings on the island in the summer and just practice, you know, morning aerobics. I think it was a very cool thing. Like I said, I love that community aspect, and I think it really needs to come back for Animal Crossing New Horizons, and this is definitely one of my favourite ones. Taking the number 2 spot is the final community type feature I'm going to be talking about in this video, and this is my personal favourite, and this is the sports fair. This only appeared in Animal Crossing on a GameCube, and essentially what this is, there will be 1 to 2 days a year that basically at the plaza all the villagers will be taking parts in different sports that last around 2 hours each. There's 4 different sports, which are gymnastics, foot race, ball toss and tug of war. And it's just a lot of fun to see your villagers competing against each other, and it's another, like I said, another community aspect that I absolutely love, and I feel like is definitely missing from Animal Crossing games of late. Now, there's only one of these events that you can actually take place, as in yourself, you can actually compete in, and this is the foot race, which is a bit unfortunate. So a way to definitely improve this is let you compete in all of them. I definitely think that's how it should be. Instead of just watching 3 of them and then competing in one of them, it's either you should be able to compete in all of them or compete in none of them. But I still think it was a really cool feature. It's just something completely different that we have not seen in a long time in Animal Crossing. I absolutely love the sports fair. It should definitely return for Animal Crossing New Horizons, and hopefully it will do. And the final returning feature I would love to see for Animal Crossing New Horizons is Minigames and NES games, something similar to that. So essentially in Animal Crossing GameCube you could get loads of NES games that you could actually play little demos of. It was a really cool little feature. Never really seen anything since like that until Animal Crossing New Leaf with the Welcome Amiibo. They added the Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS items that you could get in the game, and so on the Nintendo 3DS you could play a thing called Animal Crossing Puzzle League. It was basically a little puzzle mini game, which was quite cool. And then on the Wii U they had this kind of expansive Desert Island Escape mini game, which kind of seems to be a hint towards the future of Animal Crossing, obviously with Animal Crossing New Horizons being set on a desert island. So stuff like that, those mini games are very cool. It's something that Animal Crossing has always needed. You have all these furniture items that you can't really interact with. Stuff like games, like pinball machines and arcade games and like claw machines. That'd be really cool if it could actually, like, once you press A on that item you would zoom in and actually get to play a mini game with these kind of items instead of just they basically do nothing. And I think we could go back to sports and stuff like that with mini games, with the footballs outside. They could also work as a mini game. Hide and seek is another mini game that's kind of appeared. So I definitely think mini games have a lot of potential. It's something that I would love to see return. Maybe we could have some like GameCube games to play instead of like the NES games, so little demos like that. I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking about it. It's something that I would love to see return in Animal Crossing New Horizons. And I think a lot of you guys would like to see these mini games as well, so let me know in the comments below what type of mini games you'd like to see in Animal Crossing New Horizons. So guys, those are the top 10 features I'd love to see return for Animal Crossing New Horizons. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see return, and if you did enjoy today's video, a like is super appreciated, helps out the channel more than you could know, and if you want to stay up to date with everything Animal Crossing New Horizons, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below to become a part of Twintendo Nation. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you on the next video. Peace!